Here we go. My Oregon Corolla. And we're there. Man, I don't even know where to start this one. This was a journey to get here yesterday. I got here really late last night. Hours and hours of flying and driving. I wanted to get about 3 miles in to get a good campsite. I really just didn't want to try to find a site at night. You have to find designated campsites at the area where I was going to camp. So I stopped off and grabbed a sandwich and a beer at a brewery up the street. But anyway, I slept in the car at the trailhead, and I slept okay. And I'm sorry, I'm like shaking right now. I'm like really cold, but I know I'll warm up here in a minute. It only got down to like 55. Didn't even use my quilt, but I was cold. But anyway, today I was gonna wake up 3 miles in already and travel 14. It was gonna be probably my biggest day. I think 17's the goal. Got plenty of time. It's 6:20 in the morning, Oregon time. I'm still on Ohio time too, so I had no problem getting up early, and I probably won't the whole trip. The Three Sisters Wilderness in Oregon. It's gonna be a really diverse area. A lot of lava rock and glaciers and volcanoes, and like you can see right now, I'm going through a huge burn area. The majority of today is gonna be through this burn area, so it's not gonna be the best. And I'm officially on the PCT, Pacific Crest Trail. Passing North Matthew Lake. I'm gonna go through later, probably when I get to camp, and tell you guys like my route that I'm doing. I know I haven't talked about that yet, but basically for starters, I started at Lava Camp Trailhead, hooked up with the PCT South, and now I'm going to be doing a clockwise loop around the wilderness. Going through the burn area here. I've officially entered the burn area. I'm going to be in this for a long time, but you can see decent view of the North Sister there, towering about 5,000 feet above where I'm at. This ground is like just complete sand. It looks like a beach. I got kind of my first worry of the trip. One thing, at least so far, one thing that I know I forgot is sunscreen. I'm in the freaking desert without sunscreen. Not like too worried about it. I don't know, we'll see. I'm sure I'll get burned a little bit. It is going great though. Great views all around. The burn area from a 2012 fire, it's just huge. Most people start at the Pool Creek trailhead so that they can break up the burn area in 2 different days, but I'm just doing it all in one. It's got its own beauty. You know, wildfires are they're a part of nature, so it is what it is. All right, I had to stop and put the long sleeves on. My left forearm's already taking a beating. It's like literally burning already. So, whatever. So I just checked and I have about 2 or 3 miles till I get to Pool Creek. Hopefully I can find a nice little cozy spot in the shade to eat lunch there. And that'll be a good half-day hike. All right, I don't know how many miles I have to go yet. It's gonna give you a number, but I know I have at least 5 to a campsite at Park Meadows, but I think I'm gonna try to go ahead to Green Lakes because it'll just get me a little bit further today. I'm gonna let you guys in on a little secret. That is South Sister, and I'm gonna summit that probably tomorrow or the next day. I'm gonna have to just play it by ear, but that's pretty much the whole reason that this trip isn't like logistically planned out to the T. I gave myself several options depending how I feel, but one way or another I'm going to the top of that. If I stop at Green Lakes tonight, then I should be sitting in pretty good position to where if I get up really early, I can still start the climb decently early in the morning. My original plan was to camp not as far down today and then camp down at Moraine Lake tomorrow night, which is a lake that's all the way down to like the approach for the trail to climb that. Then I could summit on Monday rather than on Sunday. Apparently this trail is super crowded on weekends, which it's starting to get more crowded now that I'm getting down toward the campsites. I haven't really seen many people today. One guy back there told me that 50 people a day summit that on a weekend in August, which that doesn't sound too bad to me. I mean, maybe he's never been to the Smokies, because those trails are way worse than 50 people a day. That's a pretty big mountain. I think that there might only be 10 people at the top. I'm making good time on this trail. I'm thinking I might be able to get out of here a day or two early than I expected, depending on how that climb goes, because that could change everything. But yeah, that's the plan. I'm doing the entire loop with the summit, and that's also why I've been kind of flaky on whether or not I'll have time to do my second trail, which I'll tell you right now. I was gonna go do the Timberline Trail. It's 40 miles around Mount Hood, and I still might do it, but I definitely want to have a day, not have to, like, you know, immediately get out of the trail and go find my plane. There she is, in all of her glory. Wind feels good. It's really not that hot out today. It's just the sun. There's not a cloud in the sky. I was burnt within 2 hours this morning when I got out into the burn area. Maybe that's why they call it the burn area. Well, I'm out of the burn. I have been for about 3 miles now. And I just passed up Park Meadow, which was one of the spots that I had chosen to camp at. The point of no return, I'm going to Green Lakes, which is a very popular camping area around a lake or several lakes. There's like 28 campsites that you have to pick one. And if they're full, you gotta keep going. Like South Matthew Lake last night, there was actually a ranger that camped there. And a couple of the guys told me they kicked him out last night for not being beside a campsite marker. So you have to camp within 15 feet of markers. It's gonna be a long day for me. I'm gonna have to figure out my mileage when I get to camp. Gotta be in the 20s. Still feeling okay. Legs are doing fine. Doing pretty good. Just keeping hydrated, keeping food in me, and keeping the sun off me. I'm approaching the highest point on the loop, which is like 7,500 feet. You know, I really didn't want to go this far today. Wanted to start last night and not even go this far had I started there, but it was just too early to set up. It was 1:30 back there at Park Meadows, and I'm all for setting up early, but what am I gonna do if I set up at 1:30? I mean, if there's someone else with me, it'd be different, but I got nothing better to do than just put my head to the ground and just bust out more miles. I'm not cramping, I'm not slowing down, so I guess I'm still doing good. See you guys when I get to camp. My first view of Green Lakes down there. Beautiful. It's really big, a lot bigger than what I thought it'd be. But there's only like 28 campsites. I say only, but this place is super packed. A couple people just went the other way, said they think there's still a couple open, and they said they open up periodically during the day and stuff. So fingers crossed, because I'm done. I do not want to have to leave this area. Man, you think I could get this done in 3 days? 2 nights? Because if I camp here, summit in the morning, come back down and then keep going and hit the PCT, camp a few miles down that, I could probably pull a 20 miler the last day. It's doable. And then I could have a day to rest, get a hotel room, and start thinking about the Timberline. I don't know. We'll play it by ear, but yes, it's ready to be done. I mean, that peak's gonna be tough, but I don't know. I don't see anything being harder than this. I got like a burst of adrenaline right now. I like just want to run down this hill, so I'm gonna shut this off, go find myself a nice campsite. 18. Oh, what a bitch. If I didn't print this out, it's the Green Lakes management area where all the campsites are, and I have one for Moraine Lake too. If I didn't print this out, I would have been lost. Dude, I've been trying to find a campsite for 40 minutes. Obviously the last one I could find, but it's just straight up this hill. like the lake's down there, and it's really steep, so I see why nobody came up here to even look. At some point I gotta trek back down there and get water, and I'm probably gonna take a swim. Camera's just gonna stay up here. I'm gonna set up, try to get a message out to home, let them know that I'm settled in for the night. They'll filter water and just feast. Here's the hill to get down to the lake. It's so steep, it's ridiculous. Other than that, I do have a nice little flat spot right here, the size of my tent. Some really big trees, I don't know what they are. It's basically the view from my campsite. And I'm camped right up here. But I'm set up right here in my tent. Right now I'm gonna go down. I'm not taking the camera. I'm gonna go down and get a bunch of water. All right, I lied. I just figured I'd bring my chair down here and sit and filter water down here and just kind of enjoy the view before I go up in the dark woods where I'm set up. So just gonna sit here for a little bit. It's really nice. I forgot my Tang though. I really wanted a nice bottle of Tang. Oh well, I'll have that when I go back up. I almost didn't bring the chair on this trip. Almost. I brought the Z seat with me, and at the trailhead I figured I would decide which one I wanted. But I knew there'd be times like now when I just want to sit and soak it up. Plus I had a hunch that I'd be doing high miles since I'm by myself, and it feels good after a long day. Climb that bad boy tomorrow. Really on the fence on whether I want to do it with a pack on or not. The obvious choice would be to hide some stuff like somewhere along the trail and get it on the way back down, or set up at Moraine Lake and just go up with kind of like my bag like it is right now, with like pretty much nothing in it but a couple snacks and water. I don't know, part of me wants to do the full backpacking experience and take all my gear to the top and all the way back down. We'll see. I'm gonna try something new here. Late night drink concoction. I have no alcohol on this trip. I'll damage my liver enough in the local breweries around Portland. Putting a noon electrolyte tab in, and I was kind of disappointed because orange was the only flavor we had at home. Was already going to bring Tang, so that's a bunch of orange. But I'm actually going to mix some Tang in with my noons and see how that tastes. So it might be like a new thing. Ooh, that's nice. That gives the Tang like a little bit of fizz. That's sweet. Alright, so now I just want to show everybody so that it's on the record. I brought a pot stand. It's made out of Arizona tea, and it fits right over top of my stove. And I'm hoping that it has enough holes in it so that it lets it breathe and lets the fire burn rather than just like smothering it. If it doesn't work, if it just puts it out, I'll just cut these holes bigger out here. For all them haters hating on my stove game. This is like my new favorite thing. This is awesome. That's a thing now. We gotta come up with a name for that. A noon bomb, Tang noon, noon Tang. But anyway, I'm probably gonna get up like before it's full light. As soon as I see the sun like start popping up at all, I'm gonna head on out of here, and that'll give me a good jump on the climb tomorrow. There's actually a side trail that goes up like a rock scramble, like this boulder field, and it's not on the map that you buy. I saw it on a couple other maps, but it's 2 miles, and it cuts off, like it would cut off like 3 or 4 miles from going around down to Moraine Lake and then hitting the climber's trail to the top. It's just, I don't know, it looks kind of sketchy, really steep that way. I'm sure it's steep both ways, but if it's not like a clearly defined trail, I don't even want to chance it. 9 o'clock Ohio time, so 6 o'clock right now here. So I'm like ready for bed, and it's 6 o'clock. Finished my lunch because it's meat. I'm gonna eat all that before I make dinner. Still not even really hungry. I got a lot of comments on my last my food video in preparation for this trip, everybody thinks I'm gonna starve, but I don't know. Whenever I'm like hiking and running and stuff like that, I can't eat a whole lot. Like, I just don't have an appetite at all. Even today, like, I allotted 2 Snickers and 3 fruit snacks, packs of fruit snacks for like trail food. That's what I eat like as I'm moving. It doesn't seem like a lot. Like once every hour, every couple hours, you eat something, and I still have 2 packs of fruit snacks. So I ate 1 pack of fruit snacks today and 2 Snickers. And I didn't even eat my lunch. And for breakfast, I had vanilla wafer crackers that I got on the airplane. I saved a dinner that I didn't eat last night, chicken and rice portion, and I saved oatmeal breakfast too. So, and I didn't even eat half my lunch, and now I'm not hungry for supper again. And it's just like I'm already like banking food. The food will be fine on this. I mean, I do a lot of distances on feet, and I know exactly what my body needs to fuel me to get there. It might not be that pleasurable for people to eat. I'll tell you a big reason why I don't bring like a ton of food or a ton of variety or elaborate foods on the trail. It's definitely like in my head whenever I think about bringing other foods. I like eating not real food, so that when you get out of the trail, that first meal you get is just like unbelievably amazing. Like, I feel like if I bring steaks out, or if I'm cooking pizza or something out here, then you eat pretty well, and then when you get out, the meal is pretty normal. But when you're eating gummy snacks and Snickers for days on end, like, last year in Breckenridge, I ordered wings, and then I ordered wings again later on that night, and then I ordered wings the next day. Like, so good, like, amazing. I'm probably gonna do that again. Wings are like my go-to. In case you're wondering, I did not bring pants again to this trip. This is my rain jacket. That wind is actually getting kind of chilly. Decided to do this. Block it a little bit, and it feels good. I'm actually trying to kill a lot of food right now. Actually, I should eat the protein for muscle recovery. Since I got extra food, I might as well eat as much as I can and lower my pack weight. Plus, I'm thinking I might get out of here sooner than I was expecting, so I won't need 5.5 days of food. Alright guys, it's 8:49, it's time for bed. Just wasted the last 45 minutes doing a time lapse that turned out terrible. So, enjoy. Good day today. Hopefully I can hold up as good tomorrow. And yeah, that about does it. So I'll see you in the morning.